Welcome back. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed the 2023 NFL draft. I took a little break because, listen, I did what I needed to do preparing and stuff for the NFL draft, and then you just got to sit back and let it happen. I'm not going to be doing all the draft grades and stuff because, personally, I like to look at the draft, but it's hard to really grade a draft because, you're just grading on what you think. So, I'm not going to do that, but what I am going to do is what every normal, not messed up human being does, and that's go right on to the 2024 draft. The last couple days, I haven't posted for about a week, but there is a good reason for that, and that's because I have been grinding, trying to prepare for this 2024 NFL draft because I want to be one of the first people to get stuff out there on the 2024 draft. I know people already have some stuff, but I want to start really doing deep dives because I kind of look back at my channel. I'll be honest, I wanted to get some more different stuff for you guys on I don't want to keep doing just the mock drafts that everyone's doing. So I did some the trade videos and some of the different reaches looking back at the draft and just to do some different stuff. I'm working on some analysis on the 2023 draft and just kind of seeing what teams targeted where, and so that video should be coming out soon. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a 2024 mock draft whole first round for you guys. Keep in mind, these are all projections. I mean, some of these dudes haven't even really played. We're just projecting based on athleticism and stuff. Some of them played more than others, and I haven't fully watched all of these dudes. I have a good idea on most of them. I'm working on a D-line edge rankings right now, so the edge rushers I have watched in depth, and I've graded most of the top guys. I still have some other dudes to get to, but I'm working on edge rankings, and I'll do interior rankings, and then we'll kind of go down through the positions. But let's go ahead and get right into this draft. The first overall pick, I think a lot of people are just saying it's obviously Caleb Williams, and I do think it is Caleb Williams. But I don't want to discredit Drake May's conversation because Drake May has an incredible arm. I mean, the throws he makes at UNC are insane. I think UNC could have a good year this year, and Drake May, I mean, it was his first year as a true sophomore last year, taking over for Sam Howell. He had an incredible year. So, as much as I do think it is Caleb Williams, don't discredit Drake May. I think Drake May is closer to Caleb Williams than a lot of people are giving him credit for. But we're going to go Caleb Williams to the Cardinals. Now, I don't know how they do this draft order, by the way. We're just going to follow the draft order they give. I assume it's based on some kind of betting odds. But if the Cardinals get picks 1 and 2, they have the Texans pick. I mean, that trade was an absolute steal for them in this past draft. But I think Drake May is going to be 2, and this would obviously be a trade out spot. We're just going to go with the draft order. And I'm going to go with Marvin Harrison. They got their tackle last year. I think Joe Alt would be in the conversation here if they need a tackle. But they went out and got Paris Johnson this last draft. They got their tackle. Obviously, they could use another tackle. But for me, I'm going to go Marvin Harrison. I think he's a generational receiver. I mean, this dude as a true sophomore was by far the best receiver in the country. I mean, he wasn't just he was probably the best receiver. He was by far the best. He was like Jamar Chase levels as a true sophomore, where you're yeah, that's the dude. Came out, had a great spring game to just show that he's going to keep it going. Hopefully, Kyle McCord can have a good year at Ohio State and kind of help Marvin Harrison's case, because I mean they got 2 receivers that are going to go in the first round of this draft, so any quarterback should be able to step in. I think Kyle McCord can do a good job there. So we'll see. You're going to see a lot of Ohio State dudes in this draft. Let's just say they're poised for a really big year. Moving on to pick 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If they're here at pick 3 for a reason, Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield did not work out, so I'm going to go Drake May. Like I said, Drake May has an incredible arm talent. He's got to work on some accuracy. He has he's one of those dudes where you watch his film, he throws one throw, dude, how'd you miss that throw? And then the next play, it's one of the greatest throws you've ever seen. You're like, how did he make that throw? So he's just incredible arm talent, and just, I mean, go watch the QB school. I mean, he broke down, I believe, his game against Pittsburgh. It's a lot of highs and lows for Drake May. So if he can kind of level that out, like I said, I think it's a lot closer conversation with Caleb Williams and people are giving him credit for. So I have him going there at 3. Pick 4, the Colts. They got Anthony Richardson. I think Brock Bowers could be in the conversation. I think he's up there with Kyle Pitts as just one of those elite tight ends that's a generational dude that you just want to take. But for me, I want to go ahead and protect and give Anthony Richardson as much. So I'm going to go Joe Alt. He came on the scene as his first year playing at Notre Dame this past year. And he just balled out. I mean, Joe Alt had an incredible year. I expect the same thing this year. He's an incredible tackle. I think this is a pretty good tackle class. And there's always dudes that come, like I said, with this draft, there's always dudes that come on and be dudes that we weren't even looking at this time. Devin Witherspoon was not a dude we were looking at last year at this time. And look at him. He went 5th overall. So there are dudes that will come in the conversation. I'm just, from what I've seen, Joe Alt, up there as top tackle. Now the Washington Commanders are up on the board. They went with Sam Howell. They currently hold the 5th overall pick. Sam Howell did not work out, so I'm going to go with a quarterback. And now this is where, let's have a quick conversation about quarterbacks. Michael Penix Jr. had a great year for Washington. I expect him to have another great year for Washington, but Michael Penix might have some of the biggest red flag injury history we have seen since Carson Strong. So really not that long, but his medical red flags are like I think he missed like three or four full years of play from injuries. He just hasn't been able to stay on the field. Finally stayed on the field, had a great year at Washington. I expect him to go on that, but like I don't think a team is going to be willing to risk that injury history in the top 10, maybe even the first round of the draft. So I don't think Michael Penix is really a first round guy for me. Bo Nix is going to be an older prospect coming in. He's had a really up and down journey. Started at Auburn, kind of looked good early on, then kind of faded out. Transferred to Oregon, had a really great year last year. We'll see if he can pack it on. But for me, my third quarterback that I'm going to go with is Quinn Ewers. Former number 1 recruit, went to Ohio State, transferred over to Texas. He is obviously Texas starter. Don't get me started on the Arch Manning stuff. I mean, Arch Manning is going to be their third quarterback behind, was it Maalik Murphy? Was that the other dude who's probably even going to be their number 2? Quinn Ewers stepped up. He's good. He's got a pair of really good receivers that could potentially both be first-round picks, along with Jatavion Sanders, an incredible tight end. I mean, that offense is going to be stacked at Texas. I expect them to have a big year, and I expect Quinn Ewers to lead them to have a really good year, and they're probably my favorites for the Big 12 right now. So Texas, expect a really good year for them, and Quinn Ewers, I think, is going to take that step. It was his first year playing college football this past year at Texas. He looked really good early on. I mean, he was balling against Alabama until he got hurt. Came back at the end of the year, wasn't quite the same dude, but I mean, that was a pretty bad injury. There's a dude right here that may have caused that injury that we're looking at in the draft, but Quinn Ewers, like I said, coming fully healthy from that injury now, I think he's going to have an incredible year. Now the Packers are up. I would have loved to go Brock Bowers, but they just took 2 tight ends in the draft yesterday, so we're not going to go Brock Bowers here. And probably for them, they love their lineman. I think Bakhtiari is going to be out, if not this year, then year after that. He's just getting near the end of his career, and I think they need a tackle. So I'm going to go ahead and get my second tackle, Olu Fashanu, who could have been a top 10 pick if he came out this year from Penn State, decided to go back to school for a year. He didn't expect to have, I think he even said himself, he didn't expect to have the year he had and like be a first round conversation dude. So he decided to go back. Like I said, could have been a top 10 pick this year, went back. He's just a freak, humongous dude. Him and Joe Alt, like I said, I have Joe Alt above him. I wouldn't be surprised if they're flipped. Joe Alt's probably just more of a safer kind of guy for me, where just like he was just a really good tackle, whereas Olu Fashanu is more of your freak tackle. So there's definitely going to be a conversation between these two come draft time. It's not just 1 and 2 for me, but for now we'll go with that order. Now the Raiders are up on the clock. They went and got Tyree Wilson, so I think Jared Verse, a dude that I really like, is probably not on the board here. I also do like Brock Bowers. They just drafted Michael Mayer, so they spent first and second round picks on probably the 2 best available players for me. So I think they could either go tackle in J.C. Latham, who had a really good year for Alabama this year, really good pass protector, or Kool-Aid McKinstry, who I love. Man, I love Kool-Aid McKinstry. I mean, your name's Kool-Aid. He wears the green mouthpiece. He's a good return man, along with an outside corner. He's not a huge outside corner. I think what's his size? He's at 6'1", 188. He's actually taller than I thought. He doesn't look 6'1" on the field, but really good corners. So it's really between those two. For me, I'm gonna go with Kool-Aid McKinstry. Let's go ahead and get them some cornerback help. We're gonna get them cornerback help. Like I said, tackle J.C. Latham could be an option there. Now Tennessee Titans are up on the clock. They went ahead and got Peter Skoronski in this last draft. Great pick. And God, this hurts me because I think Brock Bowers would be a great pick here. But man, you know what? I love Chigga too much to go. Chigga my dude. So I'm gonna go with Jared Verse, get the best edge rusher in this class. Another dude who could have possibly been like a top 10 pick, decided to go back to school. Man, I love Florida State's team. I mean, if anyone knows me, I've been hyping up Florida State. Like, I think they have a potential to make the playoffs. They could run the ACC slate and make the playoffs. They just got talent all around the board. And I think Jared Verse saw that talent and he came back because he wants to win a national championship. Whether or not they have enough to win the Natty, I don't know, but I think they're going to be a really good team, and Jared Verse is going to be the center of that team. I got a couple more Florida State guys coming up in this first round, so keep your eyes on that. But moving on to the Los Angeles Rams, they're here. I think a quarterback could definitely be an option. If Bo Nix has another great year, I think he could be a guy here. Personally, for me, I don't know if I can get there with Bo Nix as a first round dude yet. I thought he personally should have come out this past year, but nonetheless, I'm not gonna quite go there yet. I think they're a team that is going to go for my money. I think they could just sit here and I like Brock Bowers, but they do have Higbee and they just drafted. I can't remember. They drafted a tight end. I forgot exactly who. I'm just gonna be safe and tackle lineman. JC Latham, like I said, a really good pass protector. They need all the O-line help they can get, so they're gonna go JC Latham there. I love the Steve Avila pick. Pair JC Latham at tackle there. Now the Chicago Bears are up. Chicago Bears, one place I definitely want to attack this D line. They attacked a lot of interior line in this draft class, but they didn't attack edge. So I'm gonna go with just the high upside in Dallas Turner. Now, if we're talking about edge rushers in this class, like I said, I really like this edge class. If you want to know where this class is strong, is D-line, both interior and this is one of the best interior D-line classes we've had in a long time. I love this interior D-line class, but edge is also a really strong position. Like I said, I've done a lot of deep dive, and for me, looking at edge rusher 2, it's between Dallas Turner and JT Tuimoloau. Tuimoloau, I think, had a better season than Dallas Turner, just in terms of like my grades. But Dallas Turner has just such a higher upside, and with Will Anderson gone, he's gonna be kind of that dude. Dallas Turner was playing as a true freshman at Alabama. I mean, he's an incredible athlete, and just his talent is just so high that's why personally I have him just slightly above Tuimoloau right now. But I do love myself some Tuimoloau, so they're gonna go Dallas Turner there, and with their second pick, I think we'll go Brock Bowers here. I mean, that'd be incredible for Chicago. Get Dallas Turner and Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is generous at tight end. Like I said, just turn on any Georgia game and you'll see Brock Bowers almost every other play in that offense. He's incredible. Moving on to pick 12, the New England Patriots. They're always a team that kind of just gets best player looking at it. They got Christian Gonzalez. They got Justin Jones. They got good corners. Kalen King's a dude I love. Arguably had a better year than Joey Porter Jr., who went top of the second and was consistently mocked in the top 20. So he's a dude that's really good. Really good interior class. Like I said, they could be the first ones to dip into that interior class if they wanted to. Jeremiah Trotter's a dog. Mekabuka. I'm kind of deciding where I want to go with them. They could kind of go anywhere. I'm just going to go edge rusher for them. I think it's the most important position. I'm going to go with my guy, JT Tuimoloau. If you want to see the upside of Tuimoloau, go check out that Penn State game. He was one of the dudes. I mean, he had a forced fumble. He had a pick six. I mean, he balled that. He's one of the dudes where he's kind of highs and lows right now. His high end is really high, but he also has some low end plays. So if he can kind of just middle out and get that consistency, I think he could be, like I said, like where I'm putting him here, like a top 15 pick. I mean, his talent is off the charts. It's just about becoming more consistent for him. And I ultimately think he can do that, and that's why I think he can be a top 15 guy. Now the Atlanta Falcons, I might go ahead and dig into this, be the first ones to go in this interior class. I'm actually going to the edge. I'm going to go with Mason Smith here. They have him as an edge rusher. He came in, Mason Smith, really highly targeted high school recruit, comes out. He played mostly edge for LSU his true freshman year. He was on the field for LSU as a true freshman and played a lot of edge. I believe he played like over half of his snaps at edge. He was mainly an edge rusher. He won like freshman of the year. I don't know if it was like SEC freshman of the year or just freshman of the year, but like he had an incredible freshman year. Comes out this past year and he tore his ACL 8 plays into the Florida State game. I believe it was the first game of the season. And so we didn't really get to see him, but those 8 plays he played, he's a bigger dude. I believe he's like, 6'5", 300. Sorry, I'm thinking someone else. 6'5", 300. Bigger dude. But he played all 8 of his snaps this year at D tackle, so I think he's going to be a D tackle. We'll see where he plays. It's hard to tell because last year they had Ali Gay and BJ Ojolari outside, so maybe he played interior just because that's where he's getting playing time, and maybe this year he slides out They do have Harold Perkins, Harold Perkins was incredible as a true freshman last year. So, and he's a true edge rusher. So we'll see where Mason Smith plays this year, but I'd love to see him at D. I think he's way better fit at D tackle, and I think that upside, like I say, towards ACL, we didn't get to see him last year, but I think he's going to take a step up and be an incredible dude. Now the New York Giants are up. Giants are a team that I think they really need linebacker. I'm just going to go with Jeremiah Trotter. I don't know if a linebacker goes this high, but like we said that with running back. We said running back wouldn't go high, and 2 went in the top 12. So Jeremiah Trotter's an incredible linebacker. Clemson has 2 potential first-round linebackers, Jeremiah Trotter and Barrett Carter. I love both of those dudes from Clemson. So, but yeah, he's a dog. Jeremiah Trotter, incredible year this last year. I expect him to have another great year this year. Denver Broncos are next up. I'm going to go ahead and have them taking Kalen King, pair him with Patrick Surtain outside. They took Riley Moss kind of early this year, but it sounds like they announced him as a safety, so Riley Moss might be playing safety. Go ahead and get Kalen King, like I said. Arguably had a better year than Joey Porter Jr. this last year. Incredible coverage grade. So we'll go ahead and grab him for the Broncos. The Seahawks are next at pick 16. I might go ahead and dip back into this interior class for them. For me, my second interior, I don't know who right now, but it's between Michael Hall and Jerzon Newton for me. I'm going to go Michael Hall. Hear me out. I know it's back and forth for some people. For me, if you turn on Michael Hall's film, this dude is just so quick out of his stance. Like, he's like, I'm not comparing him to Aaron Donald, but like if you watch Aaron Donald, there's some plays where Aaron Donald's in the backfield, like as a quarterback's getting the snap. Like this dude gets out of his stance, makes a move, and beats the guard in a split second. Michael Hall has some of that to his game where, like I said, he's not Aaron Donald, but like he has that to his game where he gets off the ball, gets in the backfield, and he's just so disruptive and quick. I love what he's already a really good pass rusher as a true sophomore in the interior, and like interior pass rush is so important. You don't find that a lot. Jerzon Newton's very quick too and does a similar stuff. I just think Michael Hall just has that next level of quickness that puts me slightly above him. But like I said, I'll do more of a deep dive and see as a whole where they go. But for now, I'm getting Michael Hall. Pittsburgh Steelers at pick 17 here. We'll go ahead and get them some Kenny Pickett. Emeka Egbuka had an incredible year with JSN leaving. Emeka Egbuka, obviously Marvin Harrison had his year, but I mean Egbuka had a lot of the big plays for Ohio State. I mean, because when Marvin Harrison drew a lot of like doubles and stuff, Emeka Egbuka was making big plays elsewhere. A little bit of a smaller dude, maybe a slot role in the NFL, but pair him with like Deontay Johnson, George Pickens out there. That'd be a great pick. The Vikings. They didn't attack secondary this year, which I thought they would, so we're going to go ahead and go back to the secondary. Well, I'm going to go Cooper DeJean, and yes, I know. We thought we finally had a white cornerback with Riley Moss, but then they announced him at safety. But don't worry, even if he plays Cooper DeJean is a white cornerback from Iowa, but he is a super athlete. He played outside corner this last year. I think he could slide to safety, but I think he could be a true cornerback. He was incredible for Iowa last year. Like I said, really good athlete, track dude in high school. I mean, yes, we might have a first round cornerback next year. So don't say I'm crazy, but we might. Moving on to the Texans, they got Will Anderson and CJ Stroud. Don't really got to say much more about that in this past draft class. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Jerzon Newton. I mean, pairing him. Like I just talked about him, like he's similar to Michael Hall, a very quick dude, very good with his hands, good pass rusher, really good in the run game at being able to get some TFLs there for Illinois. I mean, that Illinois defense was just stacked. Pair him with Will Anderson. Ooh, you got a nasty little defense over there, and you know they're going to try and build a defense over there with D'Amico Ryans. The Saints at pick 20. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this edge class, I think, for the Saints. They went and got Brian Bresee this year. But looking at this edge class, for me, I have Latu, Chop Robinson, and Braylon Trice and Jack Sawyer. All 4 of those dudes I have very similar grades on right now. I think Braylon Trice might follow just because he's more of a unique size. He's a bit of a thicker dude, kind of in a more Keon White build. I'm going to go Chop Robinson here. I love Chop Robinson, man, especially when your name is Chop. I mean, it's not his real name, it's his nickname. But it's good enough nickname. They got it on here. Like I said, Chop Robinson's a dog. He graded out really well for PFF. He's really good both in the run game and the pass game for Penn State. I think he's going to have a big year this year. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I love myself some Chop Robinson. Now the Miami Dolphins are up. Um, you know what? I might just stick to the edge well for the Miami Dolphins. Like I said, this is kind of where you go. I'm gonna I'm gonna take my shot on a dude who didn't play a lot last year in Jack Sawyer. He was a rotational dude with JT Tuimoloau, because they had Zach Harrison on the other end. Whereas this year, I think Jack Sawyer finally takes over. Former 5-star recruit to Ohio State. I think he takes over, and it's gonna be JT and Jack Sawyer on the two edges now with Zach Harrison going to the NFL. Um, I think he has a really big year. He's got great size. He's got good pass rush already. Like I said, we just need to see it more. He was more of a rotational guy last year. I think he steps up in a full-time role next year. This Ohio State defense is loaded. I mean, you got Michael Hall on the interior, JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, you got Tommy Eichenberg, you got Denzel Burke. I mean, they got like five potential like top 50 dudes in this class. Like they got talent. And Jack Sawyer, I think, like I said, if I were to pick right now who played better, I think Latu and Braylon Trice graded out higher last year. But I think Jack Sawyer, I'm projecting he takes a step and has a really good year. Now the Baltimore Ravens come up on the clock. I'm going to go corner for the Ravens. I thought that was a position they could attack this year. They went Zay Flowers. Now corner, I love Javon Bullard, but he's more of like a safety slot role. I think he might play more safety this year if their spring game was any indication of what he's going to do. He's going to be more of a, like I said, safety slot guy. He's a bit of a smaller guy, but he's an incredible athlete. And I don't think they really need that. I think they need an outside corner. I'm going to take my shot on Fentrell Cypress. He's a dude transfer from Virginia Tech. Big, long dude. Can be like a press man guy. You know how they love their corners. I like Frenchell Cypress a lot, man. He's part of, when I was saying that Florida State's accumulating a lot of talent, he's one of those dudes I'm talking about. Frenchell Cypress, I'm expecting to have a really big year and really cement himself as a dude, like I said, coming over from Virginia Tech. He finally gets himself, stays in the ACC, gets himself to a big program like Florida State. Just watch. Frenchell Cypress is going to be a dude this year. Now moving on to the Chargers. Looking at the Chargers, I think for me with the Chargers, I'm going to go ahead and get Javon Bullard for them. I mean, a safety duo of him and Derwin James. I mean, those two dudes can fly around. I mean, if you want to run man coverage, Derwin can kind of be your tight end guy, and Bullard's going to be your slot receiver guy if you want to run some man. Bullard, like I said, incredible athlete, but smaller. I think he's like 5'11". Let's see. Yeah, he is 5'11", 180. He's a bit of a smaller guy, but he flies, man. He's going to be one of the top dudes on this Georgia. Like I said, he's not going to be an outside corner. They got Lassiter and Malachi Starks. It looks like in their spring game is going to be their two outside dudes. And then Bullard is going to be your safety slot guy. Like I said, I love some Bullard, incredible athlete, but we'll have him there. Now the Dallas Cowboys are up. Dallas Cowboys got Deuce Vaughn, but I think they go with a running back. I kind of want to talk about some running backs. And I'm going to go with Blake Corum. This running back class is really strong, like day 2 running back class. I don't think they have so Blake Corum is my number 1 running back for now. I had him as running back 3 in this class just behind Jahmyr Gibbs until he decided to go back to school after his injury. But I mean, so he's my top dude. And then I think it's kind of a bunch between Travion, Raheem, and Donovan, or Rocket Sanders, if you know. Bucky Irvin's an incredible athlete, and Trey Benson's part of that Florida State squad, I think. Braylon Allen's an interesting dude. This dude is huge. I think he's like 6'4", 230? 6'2", 235. I mean, turn on Wisconsin. Braylon Allen is a man amongst boys. So I don't know if that's really a skill set that's going to go day 1, but he's definitely an interesting dude. I'm going to go Blake Corum, though, for the Cowboys. Now the Packers are up. We went with Olu Fashanu at pick 6 for them. Coming back up in here, they attacked edge rusher. I know they won't do it, but I'm gonna attack receiver for them, even though I know they won't. And for me, the next receiver is probably Xavier Worthy. Had a little bit of a down year this last year for Texas, but with Quinn Ewers coming back, him, A.D. Mitchell, Jatavion Sanders at tight end, this offense is gonna be explosive. And Xavier Worthy is a dude, good deep threat, really fast. They're gonna go, like I said, they won't make that pick in real life, but I'm gonna do it for me. And then I'm gonna go right back to the receiver well, but I'm not gonna go A.D. Mitchell. I'm gonna go Johnny Wilson for the line. Johnny Wilson's an interesting dude, another Florida State guy, but he's 6'7". I mean, Johnny Wilson is huge, but he's not just like a 6'7" dude that just runs in a straight line and makes contested catches. He's got some speed on him, and he's got some wiggle. He can win on routes too. It's not like he's just like a big stiff dude. He can get low and come in and out of breaks. He's obviously he's not like a JSN or a Zay Flowers coming in and out of breaks, but like he's good in and out of breaks. 6'7". I mean, if you watch his bowl game this last year, he ended the season really strong with an incredible performance. I love Jordan Travis. I think he's going to take another step, and I think Jordan Travis could be in conversation for one of the top like 5 quarterbacks in this class. I think he has a great year, but like I said, Johnny Wilson's a dude there. Moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to go back into the defensive interior well for this pick, and I'm going to go with, for me, the next dude off the board. I think the next tier is like Leonard Taylor and Tyler Davis. I want to see more of Leonard Taylor. He's quick. I haven't gotten into him too much. I do like the flashes I've seen. I just think he gets moved a little in the run game. And just like I said, more consistency for him. And then Tyler Davis is he probably won't be as highly regarded as the other dudes I've gone in Leonard Taylor, because those dudes are like quick, twitchy, good passers. Tyler Davis isn't that twitchy, quick dude, but he's just a hell of a D tackle. I'm going to go Leonard Taylor here just because I think the upside with him is more. But like I said, when we're talking about Tyler Davis, he's just a really good D tackle. He's really strong. He'll walk dudes back in the run game. He knows how to make moves. I just don't think he's a high level athlete, and that's why I don't necessarily have him in that same tier. But like I said, when it just comes to really good, really damn good D tackles, Tyler Davis is at. So he's definitely up there too. Moving on to the Bills. I mean, I don't really know what the Bills need, but I mean, their safety room is getting just younger. Which one was it that I believe it was Poyer just got re-signed to a short deal? I'm going to attack safety. I love Cameron Kitchens in this class too. He's a dude that's just really good coverage safety. He does everything well. Like a great safety, graded out incredible. I think he had like a 90 grade for PFF this last year. 90 grade. I mean, did some great stuff. Both of their safeties are really good in Miami. They got a good little defense. Cameron Kitchens and James Williams were 2 of the highest grade safeties in college football last year. They're both returning. Cameron Kitchens, true sophomore, so he should hopefully just improve, have another good year. The Eagles, for me, this pick is either you go to safety, like Kalen Bullock or Andrew Makuba. Andrew Makuba's kind of more of a box dude. Like I said, I haven't gotten too into him, but like from what I've seen, more of like a box dude. Then Kalen Bullock for USC is a longer, I think he's like 6'2". He's a longer dude. 6'3", 180. So he's a longer dude, rangier kind of guy. But for me, I know they just drafted Tyler Steen. I don't know if Tyler Steen's going to be great early on, but I'm going to grab Cooper Beebe. However you say his name, he's a hell of a guard from Kansas State. This dude, I saw one site had him as a tackle. He's definitely a guard, but he's a really good guard. He's like, you don't see a lot of like first round guards usually, but I think he could be a first round guard. Really good, just solid guard out of Kansas State. Now the San Francisco 49ers are up. Now, like I said, we could look at quarterback, but if they're pick 30, then they obviously had a pretty good year with Purdy or Lance, whoever it was. They definitely could be a team to look at receiver. Or, I'm going to go, I could go safety, or I could go corner. They could attack corner more. I don't know who the next corner is going to be out of these guys. Like Lassiter and Denzel Burke are your high-profile, long dudes, but we just got to see more production and see how athletic they really are. Chris Abrams-Jones, former receiver, good athlete. We'll see if he finally puts it together. I think he could be a good option. And then Josh Newton is kind of in the similar mold as like Denzel Burke and Lassiter. He's got great length and size for TCU. I watched a lot of TCU last year, and I don't know if I see Josh Newton necessarily there yet. We'll see if he can maybe, take that next step this year. But for San Francisco, maybe I attack. I think they could still use more edge rushers. I'm gonna go with Latu here. Longer. He's more of your traditional pass rush guy. He's a longer, skinnier kind of guy. Really good pass rush moves. I mean, I actually originally turned on UCLA tape to watch, what's his name? It's Murphy. He's not even on here. I think it's Gabriel Murphy. I was originally trying to watch UCLA tape of Gabriel Murphy, who's another edge rusher in this class. And I was like, who the hell is this 15 dude? He just keeps whooping people on the other side of the line. And I looked up him, and originally I thought he wasn't even draft eligible because he transferred to UCLA in 2022. I thought he wasn't draft eligible, so I kept watching Gabriel Murphy, and then I saw him on the mock draft, and I'm like, wait, this dude's eligible? Went back, and he is eligible, and I watched his tape. This dude's really good pass rusher. I think he could have another really good year. Like I said, UCLA's got two dudes, Gabriel Murphy and Latu. We'll see. There's a couple teams with multiple. UCLA's got two pass rushers. Washington's got two pass rushers. Ohio State has two pass rushers. We got some teammates rolling in here. Maybe we see another Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith duo. Although, as of now, there's not a lot of teams with multiple first-round picks other than the Bears and the Cardinals. But we all know that has potential to change. So, moving on to the Bengals. They got Maalik Murphy, so that kind of takes me away from. I love Braylon Trice, man. I want Braylon Trice to go in the first round. He's one of my early dudes in this class. Like I said, a bit of a weirder mold, kind of in that whatchamacallit, that Keon White mold of just what's his exact size? Braylon Trice. Exact size, he's 6'4", 270, so bigger dude, but we'll see how he turns out. I believe they don't even have my there's the Notre Dame dude. It's Riley something at a Notre Dame. There's like this dude, he's like 6'5", 300 or something. He's a big dude, but he plays like defensive end, a little bit of a tweener, so he probably won't be like a first round dude, but another dude that I really love. Like I said, I'm coming out with my DN rankings, he's gonna be on there. There's some interesting builds in this DN class I like, but moving on to the Bengals. Let's go ahead and get our Jesse Bates replacement here for safety, and I'm gonna go. Actually, it's hard between these two. I haven't really watched them a lot. I'll go Kalen Bullock, just the size profile for safety. 6'3" is a good profile for safety, but I do like Makuba. Makuba gets down and dirty, bro. He will come and make some good tackles in the run game. They have him ranked 77. I think he'll end up higher from Clemson, but we'll go that for now. Chiefs up on the clock. So let me just quickly go over some prospects like Kingsley Suamatiaya. Well, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. He's a good athlete. He played right tackle with Blake Freeland playing left tackle this past year at BYU. I don't know if he's planning on sliding over to left tackle this year, but a good athletic tackle. Michael Penix, like I said, injury concerns. Denzel Burke. I don't know if we see it with the athleticism, but he's got the build of a corner. So we'll see if he takes that next step. Bo Nix could slide in here very much. A.D. Mitchell, I do love. I mean, if you saw his one-handed catch from what's his name, Manning, if you saw he had an incredible catch in their spring game. He's transferring over from Georgia. I think he could have a big year. Tyler Davis, like I said, just hell of a guy. Zion Nelson's always in these way too early for like 3 years in a row now. Let's see if he finally ever puts it together from Miami. I like the size and the talent, but like I said, he's been in way too early mock drafts for like 3 years in a row. Malachi Moore I haven't gotten into yet, so I can't say much about him. Blake Fisher's going to be playing against from Joe Alt, probably a right tackle kind of dude. Romo Dunes, I love this dude. Rome, he's a good deep threat, smaller guy. I think he's going to have a huge year for Washington. Like I said, if Michael Penix has a good year, Romo Dunes is going to have an incredible year too. Braylon Trice, I think, is who I'm going to go here. I've talked about him a couple times. Troy Franklin's another just elite deep threat. Oregon's had their spring game, so I'll go ahead and get into that and see what he did. But like I was watching some of the UCLA and Washington defenders against Oregon, and this dude just keeps getting 60-yard touchdowns. So Troy Franklin's another dude to watch. Zion Tupuoloa Fetui, I believe that's how you say his name. I don't see it yet with him. I know a lot of people are really high on him coming this year. He's more of your smaller athletic dude. I haven't seen it on the field with him. I see the upside that people like, but personally, I just haven't seen it on the field for him yet. I like Braylon Trice definitely better. Haven't watched Neighbors. Travion Henderson, really good true freshman year, kind of off and on the field for Ohio State this year. They got Mayan Williams coming back, so it's probably going to be kind of a running back by committee. We'll see how he does this year. Other dudes I just want to mention, Barrett Carter, I think is an incredible dude. I think he'll be a good second-round linebacker. Other dudes I've watched, like I said, Braylon Allen, big dude. Graham Barton, I think this dude could be a first-round tackle. From Duke, lower level of play, but I mean, he's played all across the line, so he might be more of a guard. I guess, what's his exact size? He's 6'5", 311. He could be more of a guard coming in, but he's just a hell of a player, man. I like Graham Barton as one of the risers. Like Rocket Sanders is probably my second running back. I might have gone him for the Bengals actually. He's another option. Like I said, Rocket Sanders is a bigger running back. Not huge, not like a Braylon Allen big, but he's got serious speed. He's a good pass catcher for his size too. Raheem Sanders is a guy to watch on. Cedric Van Pran, great center. JJ McCarthy, I don't really see it as a professional quarterback. Incredible athlete. Got a good arm. I don't know if I see him translating to the NFL as much, but he could have a big year for Michigan and prove me wrong. Donovan Edwards, I love. I just don't think we'll be able to see enough of him to really put him in like a first round conversation. Jacob Cohen was like the early riser of last season for Arizona, then kind of slowed down. We'll see if he puts it back together. Jatavion Sanders could definitely be a first round pick. Big athletic tight end from Texas. Bucky Irving, great athlete at running back. Trey Benson, another good athlete. Spencer Rattler, let's be real with ourselves. Chris Abrams-Drain, I think, has an upside that I really like. Van Dyke was supposed to be the dude last year. Still makes some great throws. We'll see. Princely, I do like. He's another athletic freak. He kind of looks lost sometimes, doesn't know what he's doing, but he's a really good athlete running down dudes in the field. He's an interesting prospect. Jaheim Bell transferring from South Carolina to Florida State, kind of more of like a Y-off, kind of like a Chigakonkwu kind of dude who I really like. I've talked about Makubu. Proctor's in his shoes. Jordan Travis, I think, could be one of the biggest risers this year. Like I said, Jordan Travis, I'm expecting a big year. Anais Smith could have been a running back, ended up moving to receiver. Interesting, like I said, running back receiver dude. Shador, I don't think will come out. I think he'll stay 2 years at Colorado. Tommy Eichenberg, I love. I think he could potentially be another day 2 dude with Barrett Carter and Jeremiah Trotter as the top linebackers. And I think I've talked about most of it. And then you kind of just get to some of the others. Lassiter, I talked about a little. He's going to be their corner one. But Malachi Starks is a dude, but he's only a true sophomore. So here, we're going to just go ahead and grab my dude. I don't know if they need edge, but I just want Braylon Trice to be a first-round dude because I like him. I guess I picked second round. I'm not doing a second round. That's going to be my first-round mock draft. Like I said, I'll get some edge rankings out, early edge rankings for 2024. And like I said, these are all just projections. These could be completely wrong. There's going to be dudes that PFF doesn't even have on here that come in. Like I've already scouted tons of dudes that aren't even on here that I think are really good. So like I said, they don't have everyone on here. It's super early. These are all just projections. But I want to get out some guys so you guys know, maybe you didn't like your draft, or maybe you're an Arizona Cardinals fan and you just want, or maybe you're like a Cardinals fan, you just want some hope for the future. I'm giving that for you guys. We have some teams making some great returns to the first round. The Dolphins, Broncos, Rams. I know you guys don't know what a first round pick is like recently. So this is what first round picks are. They're usually, when you pick in the top 32 picks, you usually have a first round pick, especially for the Rams. You don't have to trade your picks. You can actually sit and make picks. So that's what it's like getting a first-round tackle, and then the Broncos finally overcoming that Russell Wilson trade. And then the Dolphins have been picking the first round. They just traded last year with the Tyreek Hill and the Bradley Chubb trades. But that's going to do it. Let me know what prospects you guys think I should look at in the 2024 class. Any dudes, I know there's going to be a lot of arguments with some of these dudes. It's super early. We're just projecting. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. And listen, if you want some 2024 guys, I'm your dude because I'm going to be going to this 2024 class and try and get early on it. And then we'll follow these dudes as the season goes, who rises, who falls. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.